Assalamu alaikum. RBI is considering of starting Islamic banks. How practical it is to have a Musharika system? Would it be possible as we have so many window accounts?
That's a very practical question. The RBI is considering starting Islamic Bank, and I had spoken a few months earlier to the Finance Minister Chidambaram when I was in Saudi Arabia, and he himself told that we are thinking that whether it's possible. RBI has got various restrictions, a lot of restrictions, and they haven't given permission so far for a full-fledged Islamic bank. Islamic investment funds have given permission, Islamic bank no, and they're thinking over it. Now, basic question that will it be possible in India to run an Islamic bank where there's so much window dressing, especially in the book of accounts? Will it be possible? Brother, normally if you analyze that window dressing is there in India and many other countries. I agree with you. So therefore, when Islamic bank, you should realize that the various systems involved in Islamic bank. One is Musharika, one is Mudaraba, one is Murahaba. So what we're talking is the Musharika system where you become partners. Suppose a client says that he requires 200,000 rupees and he says you give me 100,000 rupees. So the Islamic bank finances 100,000 rupees. They become partners. Whether 50% partner, he says, no, I'm working. So give me 20% for my labor and the balance 80% we share 50. That means bank gets 40% profit, he gives 60%. 20% for his labor and 40%. Or I said, no, we'll do it together. So in the Musharika system in Islam, what you're talking about window dressing, there can be various conditions put by the Islamic bank. They can put a condition that if they're equal partners, you cannot take any decision on your own without our sanction. Point number one. So they cannot buy or sell any good without their permission. Point number two, even we will keep an accountant of our own. That means accounting will be done by their accountant and the accountant from the bank. So you can put any conditions. Not that you give the money and you leave it. If you trust the client, you can say, fine, I trust you. I will not keep an accountant. So depending upon the percentage, if the finance percentage is small, yet they can demand what they want, so then the customer will agree or disagree. Even in a conventional bank, when an entrepreneur goes to take a loan, they check various things. What business you want to do, what is the projected profit, he gives the account. They see and they analyze and finally they give on basis on how the client, whether he's going to go in profit or loss. If they have a doubt whether he will not get a profit, he's going to go in a loss, they will not finance him. So similarly, in an Islamic bank, when a person goes to take loan, that doesn't mean the Islamic bank will just give him loan. Even they will check the pros and cons. But the difference is, there it's a fixed percentage, 10% fixed, or 8%, or 12%. Here, profit is fixed. But I do agree with you, if you leave it completely on the client, if he's dishonest, he can manipulate. So in this case, the bank can put conditions. You cannot buy and sell without a permission. Or you can buy any small amount, any amount bigger than this amount. Our sanction is required. We'll have an accountant, we'll have a man, and they'll have to pay for that also. All conditions can be put. So depending upon the trust between the bank and the client and the entrepreneur, you can put conditions which Islam gives permission. And one more thing, and as I mentioned earlier, that there is a Musharika system approximately in the international Islamic banking is about 15%. Somewhere it is 20%. Means the major finance is more on Ijara or on Murahaba rather than Musharika. Because Musharika, people don't trust and they'll have to have too many conditions unless they know that the entrepreneur very well and he's really done very well in the past. So there are Musharika cases taking place. So that depends mainly in the bank. And all the conditions are put forth and the person depositing the money. Also, for example, in Malaysia, previously it was that whatever profit the bank made, 30% bank kept, 70% they give to the client. So when the client gives it to the bank, then you trust the bank, wherever they want to put, they can put. So they collect everyone's money and then they choose. So whatever profit they get, if they get $100 profit, 100 rupees profit, then they'll keep 30 rupees for themselves, 70 they'll give it to you because that's their service charge. So it has to be decided, but the bank takes the decision